Hello, hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the estate planning for Wales, for growth using Wales, the three R's, referrals, retention, and relationship webinar. Okay, my name is Dawn. So let me share today's agenda with you. Okay, this is the agenda. I will go through with you the professional development pathway that is offered by SCI, after which I will hand the session over to Patrick, where he will share the estate planning for growth using Wales, the three R's, referrals, retention, and relationship. After that, it will follow by a Q&A before we wrap up the session. Okay, the professional development pathway. So as you can see, this is the series of short courses that is offered by SCI. It is grouped into three main groups. The first one is Legacy and Private Wealth, followed by Advisory Excellence and Solutions Advisory in Practice. So for any one of you who is interested in any of these short courses, you can scan the QR code to find out more, and our personnel will get in touch with you. So this is another course that is offered by SCI, which is the Certified Private Wealth Specialist. This course consists of four modules, which is practical techniques for wills and insurance planning, advising high net worth business owners and insurance planning, trust advisory, family office and insurance planning. The last one is estate planning, advanced estate planning strategies for high net worth individuals and business owners. These four modules do not have to be taken in sequence. However, we highly recommend for the participants to finish the first three modules before you go on to advanced estate planning strategies for high net worth, because you need to use what you have learned in the first three modules to apply in the case studies in advanced estate planning strategies for high net worth. Okay, if your client is interested to attend, okay, if you're interested to attend to know more about how you can use CPF for your retirement income planning as well as for healthcare financing, this is basically two e-modules that you can register to find out more. They're all eligible for 3 course CPT hours. You can scan here to register. There's also an upcoming SCI CPF engagement session on the 8th of July. So this is the second time we have this engagement session with the public, with CPF. So if you're interested to sign up for this event, you can also sign up using the QR code that is shown on the screen. If you would like to know more about the suite of trainings that is available in SCI, so this is basically you can scan the QR code to find out more. Yeah, using this QR code. Okay, without further ado, let me invite Patrick to share with you more about the webinar. But before that, let me give you a brief introduction about Patrick. So Patrick is the founder of Simply Views, and he also co-founded Advanced Planning Private Limited. Before that, he started his career as a manager in a bank before he moved on to the insurance industry in 1988. So that is where he built a strong interest in financial and estate planning. And he focused on training, coaching, and mentoring the financial advisors to help them to achieve results. So in 2001, he began practicing wills after recognizing the importance of having a valid wills and the complications that can arise without one. That is where he went on to found Simply Wills in 2006 and co-found Advanced Planning in 2018. Today, he lead a network of more than 4,000 certified wills planner and has helped 40 and has written 45,000 wills and support 4,800 families in obtaining grants of probate and letters of administration. Without further ado, let's welcome Patrick to actually share with you more on how you can use wills to actually for referrals, retention, and relationship. Patrick, hand over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Don. Yeah, let me share with you my slides. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this session. Hopefully, over the next 40 minutes or so, you'll be able to get something useful from us. Yeah. First thing first, a little bit more about myself. Yes, Don mentioned that I started the company, Simply Will, is essentially focused on will writing and safekeeping. Or personally, I've written more than 12,000 wills, so a little bit of experience to share. But what is lesser known in our company is really the second part of it, the lifetime safekeeping of wills. More and more people are getting older. They might not even remember where they keep the original wills. So this service is now become even more important. 2018, I set up another company to provide holistic estate planning. And for the next 2 years or 3 years before I really retire, I will focus on one area, which is the trust. Working with the lawyers, looking with the tax advisors. I'm also sitting in the law firm now as the legal manager. So as you can see in the picture, the man right at the center is Masagos. The one on your left is Sakina. These two are my Islamic colleagues. You might ask me, so Patrick, since you write wills, can you write Muslim wills? My answer is yes, we can write Muslim wills. So we write all kind of wills in that sense, yeah. And I'd like to very quickly run through review again one more time. I've written more than 12,000 views, and the rest of the views are written by my colleagues. Collectively, we have written 46,000 views as at end of last year. A few years ago, I moved on to sit in the law firm as the legal manager. I've helped more than 4,000 companies or families, rather, I'm sorry, to apply for probate and letters of administration. So this afternoon, since we have 45 minutes or so, let's start our discussion or sharing with maybe a case study. Yeah. So let's say this case study, someone, a policy holder, bought a policy from you. After all, we are all financial advisors. Sum assured not important. And in this case, the fact is this policy holder, the man is married and has a young child. That's just like in the picture. If one day, look at the picture, Piang, like that, if the man, passes, the question to you is if the policy is payable, who will get the money? All kind of answer. I conducted a lot of talks at the insurance companies, FAs, all included. I got all kind of answer. But anyway, today we will not be asking you for the answer. Then I'd like to say this to you, see whether you agree with me. First, it depends on whether there is a nomination made or not. If there's a nomination, I am in the opinion the nomination always come first, and therefore nominee will get the money or nominees get the money. But I don't assume that all your policy holders, you have done nomination for them. I'm not too sure. Maybe yes, maybe no. Assuming that there's no nomination done, then the next question to you is who will get the money if there's no nomination done? Sometimes people jump straight to Intestate Succession Act. On the other hand, I say unnominated insurance policies actually from the estate. So the next question they ask is depending on whether there is a will written or not. If there's a will written or unnominated insurance policy, it forms part of the estate, and therefore the last will and testament will take over and distribute according to the will. Then again, not everybody has a will written. According to statistics, 77% of the working adults in Singapore still do not have wills yet, you see. And therefore, all these 77%, if something happens to them, the money will be distributed according to the Intestate Succession Act, 1967, Section 7, which is the 9 rules. Today, I will not be running through review the 9 rules. I suspect some of you are very familiar already. The important part of this is this, the fact is really like what I said earlier, 77% of the people in Singapore do not have will yet. And it means there is potential complication because the 77%, or if some of them passes away, then the beneficiary might have problem because I studied for the past 25 years, the Intestate Succession Act usually comes with problems. Maybe due to time constraint, just to share with you one, two, or three time what they call imperfect later. Now, also on the other hand, I want to say this law. As an insurance advisor, you might think that, yeah, I can always make a nomination for the policy. So I do not disagree. Uh, with one case I handled personally, and it is a bit unfortunate. He passed on, as not a Singaporean, not a permanent resident. Therefore, the legal question of the country of domicile came into the court, and then the court will ask. Now, as long as the country of domicile is not in Singapore, you want to claim money from Singapore, can. The legal person in that country, the country of domicile, will to file an affidavit of foreign law, which must be a lawyer who is familiar with the law in that country. In this case, it was Indonesia. Now, sometimes you don't get the lawyers who are very familiar. In this particular case, it was the longest grant of probate I handled. It took 1 whole year. Why? Because the young lawyer that the family engaged knew nothing about this affidavit of foreign law and got rejected by the court so many times until they changed to a five-star lawyer in Jakarta to handle. So all in, it took 1 year. Anyway, the consequences is this: as a result of this delay and as a result of not the proper planning, because there's no real rate return, and the millions of dollars got stuck there, the beneficiary, the family members, who are the beneficiary, were very unhappy with this in this case. So they start cursing the agent, even the manager, because it was sold by a very new agent, and therefore a manager was there too. So they curse and they say, I'm not going to introduce anybody to this agency or this team anymore. So you can see the consequences of not doing a good job in this case. Now, some of you say, yeah, maybe policy can be or nominated, but unfortunately, in this case, no, look, policy was assigned to financing bank law. So there was a premium financing case, you see. So once it's assigned, you can't even nominate. Now, I like to say this. Nomination is good, there's no doubt about it. I did a lot of nomination, help people to do a lot of nomination, but that is not the only thing that we can do. And in some cases, we can't even nominate. I hope you agree with me. Now, not all policy can be nominated. Just to run through a little bit deeper so that you really understand where I'm coming from. Assigned policy, like just now the case, you cannot nominate. That is for sure. The law says so. On the other hand, traded endowment, you also don't cannot do nomination. Traded endowment, that means policy holder surrendered the policy. Some investor bought the policy because the owner and the life assured are not the same person, and therefore, under the law, NOB, you cannot nominate. On the other hand, there are third-party policy also. For example, let's say employers bought some policy for the employees. That kind of policy can never be nominated because the owner and the life assured are not the same person. Also, on the other hand, if I take out a policy for my wife, I take out a policy for my daughter, by the way, I'm married with my daughter. Now, this is known as a third-party policy. I'm the owner, but my wife, my daughter, they are the life assured. Since the owner and the life assured are not the same, they cannot be nominated. And therefore, I say nomination is good. There's no doubt about it. Cheap and good. In fact, it costs nothing, but it is not perfect. Yeah. Therefore, we now look at what is the other thing that we need to do apart from nomination. If you can do nomination, why not? Yeah. If you cannot, then is there something else that we can do to secure, to make it more secure for the policyholder when the sum is payable? Now, first thing first, let's talk about the advantages of nomination, whether it's Section 132 or 133. That means revocable, non-revocable. The moment we have a nomination done, I like to say that it carries definite legal weight and nominee acquires legal rights to the policy money. If someone passes away with a nomination made, usually the nominee gets the money within 10 days, 14 days. During my past 25 years, there was only one case, not to mention the name of the company. The sum assured, the check was out within 3 working days. I was very impressed. 3 working days, no question asked, out. It was 6 figures. and the nominees or the beneficiary can claim sum assured. Full sum assured, because under Section 61, for those who have been in the business long enough, it's limited up to 150,000. Whereas with a nomination made, no, there's no limit. They will just pay the full sum assured. Most importantly, the moment there's a nomination made, there's no probate required. You don't have to spend the $3,000. You don't have to spend the 3 months waiting for the probate to be out before you can get the sum assured. And therefore, as a financial advisor, I would think that we might consider, or we should consider, making a nomination a routine, and try to recommend to the customer. But on the other hand, please, ladies and gentlemen, it is not true that all the policy must be nominated. Why? I like to show you the disadvantages of nomination. You might think that we got disadvantages, man. Got, yeah. First thing first, you need to make separate nomination for each policy you own. I know now some company already allowed the policy holder to log into their app lah, website lah. One IC number handle all the 5 policies. But last time it was not like that. But if 5 policies are from different companies, you still have the same problem. You cannot share one app, different companies share one app, just not possible. A little bit of work, I really don't mind, because this is providing service, on the other hand, policy money will be paid as lump sum to the nominee. It sounds contradictory. Just now I say good, now I say bad. It's because over the past 25 years, after serving people, then we realized that now the sum assured is getting bigger and bigger. Now, when I was in the insurance company back in 1988, I first joined in 88, the sum assured, it can be 5,000, 10,000, or 50,000, 100,000, considered quite sizable. But today, most of the advisors I work with, they sell their, say, index UL lah, term insurance, it's all 500,000 and above, I say. Now, my question is really this: if it is a $2 million policy, $5 million policy, even you nominate to, let's say, 2 nominees, let's say my wife and my daughter, if it is 5 million, when I pass, they will each get 2.5 million. So you ask yourself, 2.5 million to my wife, who is now 51 years old, and then to my daughter, who is only 16 years old. She can't even claim the money because the insurance company not likely to pay 16 years old. So even nomination, it might have some problem, especially a large sum of money given to, let's say, young persons. Young persons, I'm not talking about 5 and 7 years old, no. Even 21 years old receiving 2 million, I still think that it is relatively too young to handle the assets. I hope you agree with me. Now, on the other hand, you cannot state substitute nominee. Let's say your policy, I ask you, hey, anything happen to me, pay my wife 100%. If my wife, and I both on the same plane, piang piang like that, then give it to our daughter. If 3 of us are piang piang piang, then give it to my brother and sister. You can never do that. Nomination, now you just can't do that. It's good but imperfect. Therefore, I say you can name substitute beneficiary in a will. So that's the solution to that challenge or problem you like to call that. First thing first, in my will, I can say, okay, my $1 million policy, if I'm not around, give it to my wife first. Can or cannot? I say can. Same will, same clause. I say, just in case, if my wife and I are same plane, point at the same time, I want to give it to our daughter, assuming our daughter is not there, did not follow us. And then I can even say, same will, same clause. I can say, if all 3 of us, myself, my wife, my daughter, all buy, or I can give it to my brother and sister equally. Can or cannot? The answer is can, because unnominated. So in this case, I feel that writing a will is a little bit more comprehensive than making a nomination. I hope you agree with me. A will is a better choice. And then especially later on, big sum assured, you want to appoint executor and trustee. Why that? Now, executor is the one who close the bank account and distribute the money after paying off the debts. The trustee is usually the one who hold the money for young beneficiary, old beneficiary, mentally unsound, whatever. So those vulnerable beneficiaries, you need a trustee to do the job. So having a trustee in the will, now it makes sure that your money is not given to the beneficiary in lump sum. For those vulnerable beneficiaries who cannot manage money. Now, I mentioned just now, Then I want to talk about intestate succession act, the imperfection, yeah, the possible complication without a will. With a will, there are a lot of disadvantages, a lot of advantages already. So the disadvantage of not having a will, I'd like to start with single person lah. Assuming I'm a single person, by the way, I'm 65 years old, and then my parent passed on, this one cannot joke about it, parents not around. So assuming I do not have a will, assuming yesterday I toy like that, it will be my brother and sister who take my money, lah. I think everybody knows about it, lah. Assuming I have 7 brothers and sisters, assuming I have $70,000 in the bank, lah. So the $70,000 will be locked up in the bank, lah. That is for sure, ma. I'm not around to withdraw, ma. One of the brother and sister will apply for letters of administration, correct, Yes, my law firm handle that all the time, man. Now, the question is this: which brother or sister will go and apply for letters of administration? The answer: any one of them all. Wow. Any one of them all. How do I know which brother or sister will apply for the letters of administration? After getting the letters of administration, that brother or sister can close your bank account, take your $70,000 now. After taking $70,000, can that brother and sister run away with your money? Your guess is as good as mine, So by not having a will, you are already taking a risk because any one of them can be the administrator. And after getting the money, I'm not saying that they will run away, okay, please, but there is a possibility they don't run away with the money. So I say not having a will, not appointing an executor, you are taking risks. I'm only talking about 70,000, and obviously your estate is never 70,000. So what do we do? So we make a will and appoint someone we trust, law. There are 7 of them. If you really want to appoint one of them, go and find out which one you want to appoint. But if you do not want to appoint one of them, you can always appoint a friend, your other, agency manager, your mentor or whoever. See, having a will, you appoint someone you trust, and you can sleep better, because if you are not around, you don't wake up tomorrow, your money in good hands now. Because only that person, let's say this person, the IC number, the name being stated in the will as an executor or trustee also can, then your money is in safe hands. So that's one reason. Now, name executor and trustee, only in the will you can name her. Then you can now name substitute guardian also. So for those with young children less than 21 years old, let's say I have a daughter 16 years old. If something happens to me first, my wife is the guardian. If something happens to her first, I am the guardian. So this was a case I handled many years ago at Buangkok. So this man passes away without leaving a will. So the widow get 50%, the 3 years old daughter will get 50%, that is for sure. So widow wanted to close the late husband's bank account. Can or cannot? The answer is cannot. Why? Because 3 years old is the 50% beneficiary. The judge say, don't come alone. Go and find another person above 21 years old who is willing to help you. Wow. We put our widow in a very difficult position because our widow have to beg somebody to be the administrator. And 2 of them supposed to hold the money there for this young daughter, or 50%, which can be a lot of money at times, or until she's 21 years old. Although over the next 18 years, from 3 to 21, over the next 18 years, the 2 administrators can use the money to maybe pay for the child's education expenses, medical expenses, travel expenses, all can. Even the young girl want to buy iPhone, iPad, ice cream, all can. You must keep records. Every single dollar, ice cream also must write down. Because 18 years later, this young girl will be 21 years old. She might challenge the mother and the friend. I say, Mommy, where's my money? How come people say Daddy left me 2.5 million? How can you give me $2.50 that day at my 21st birthday? Big problem there. Is it real? It can happen, especially money is sensitive. And if the estate is sizable, which you and I now handle quite sizable estate most of the time, and therefore we need to help these people to provide them the peace of mind. And before the widow and the friend get the court order to close the bank account, the judge say, no, okay, just in case 2 of you run away at the same time. I'm not saying the wife will do that, but 2 of you run away at the same time. You can find me 2 guarantor first. No 2 guarantor, no closing a bank account. Oh my goodness. Sometimes estate, it can be big, can be small. Even the small estate of 50,000, 70,000, 100,000 also get to go through this process. So if you understand the law, if you got a customer who have gone through it before, you will agree with me. Writing a will is solve all the problems. Instead of 4 person, you don't need. Later I'll show you how to solve the problem. There's another issue. Oh, husband and wife when they travel, most of the time when I ask people, do they take one plane or two planes? They say one plane only now. So one plane, if the plane never come back, bang bang, husband and wife bang at the same time. Oh, what say for? Then how like that? How? The future of the child is a big problem, isn't it? A 3 years old can never manage finance, can never manage life, lah. So I say, wow, for those who are young children, come, let's work together, protect them, make a simple will, appoint executor, trustee so that you don't need four-person, appoint guardian so that your family members, the paternal and maternal family members, do not have to fight among themselves. What do? Now, all you need to do is first, you can appoint an executor. Executor, then the husband can appoint the wife, lah, his brother, lah, his sister, lah, his friend, doesn't matter. As long as you executed the name and IC number in the will, that's it. One person handle. Unlike just now, four-person now, don't have a will, four-person now. So you prefer one or four now. Well, I think it makes a lot of difference, isn't it? And also remember just now I say one plane ma, two-person piang piang like that ma. You need guardian lor. Guardian it can be from the paternal father side or maternal mother side. If you have many relatives, that means the father's parents and brother and sister, the mother's parents and brother and sister all can come and fight. Will they come and fight? I don't know. Maybe depends on the estate. If the estate is 50 million, everybody also come. But if the estate is $50, pokai fellows, nobody comes. But anyway, it will be the 3 years old young child who will suffer. Come on, it's our own child, okay, please. Being a responsible parents, respectable parents, reliable parents, I say, please do something to protect your child. Writing a will is never for your own benefits, ladies and gentlemen. It's always to protect someone, our loved ones, our spouse, our children. Do something for them. And then the next one, include all other assets. Your nomination will also include your insurance policy only, ma. You cannot include other assets like bank account lah, stocks and share lah, house lah, and whatnot we have. And the more obvious one is save time. Save time as in will be written when the person apply for grant or probate in the future, it is faster than not having a will. The family members apply for letters of administration. Grant or probate is always faster, cheaper, and easier. And then it helps to prevent complication, confusion, and conflicts. I'm sure you saw, some of you saw with your own eyes, people fight over money, isn't it? Money is sensitive. So, if a lot of money is involved, it can be complicated. Yeah. There are many benefits lah. I won't be able to finish all the benefits by having a will. But then I say anyone above 21 years old has some kind of assets must not be pokai fellow should have a will written law. I strongly encourage you to do that. And among let's say in this class assuming that say some of you still do not have it done, well, let us know. I can guide you along. But will writing is only a small part. Let's say I've written a will, still got problem I say 100% when I die, give it to my wife. If I've done this yesterday, something happens to me, do you really think that my wife knows what I have? That most of the time people don't know one. And if you think that she hold my death cert running around, will be able to get all the information she want. Go to the bank show her all my bank account. Go to the insurance companies, show her all my insurance plan. No way, because PDPA, she'll be running around like headless chicken. There's no way she can get all this information. And therefore, I say, even you have a will written, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you would like to consider this. You should get your schedule of asset done. So as a financial advisors, if you help your customers to get the will done, you got the opportunity to work with them to deal with some sensitive information. You look at the information, if you like, I can even send it to you. This is a COTS format. And therefore, it helps to secure, referrals, retention, even relationship. If the customer allows you to deal with this, then the customer trusts you a little bit more. 对不对? Do you agree with me? So I like to be the family financial advisors. If you can handle this, almost the entire family I know now. And then it's not part of the will. This is a separate document. Like I say, I can send it to you later if you want to. and then do it yourself. I tell the customer during the talk, do it yourself because it's private and confidential. But if you are the will planner involved or estate planner involved, then I say, look for so and so. So and so is trained by me. He or she know how to do it one because certain information you don't even know how to do. So I open up the door for you to go and talk to them, spend time with them. I hope you invest your time to cement the relationship. Make it complete lah. Only the customer knows what he or she has, ma. How can you know? But of course, you spend time talking with them, helping them to dig out the information. Then they again, find that, you are the trusted person, ma. Print it out. Even they don't have printer, so whatever, print it out for them, lah. Don't store it in the thumb drive and things like that. Nobody can open, lah. Then update it periodically. As a financial advisors, being the family of financial advisors, you have to go and see them every year, every 2 years. But you keep going there. Every year you talk about insurance, next time people so scared of you. They say, this year no need, no need. So you have something that's keep changing. They might want to talk to you, you say. So you say this periodically reviewing, it might give you the opportunity. Now, from this schedule of assets, you will be able to look at how many type of property they have, real properties. Now, there are a lot of problems. Property one name lah, joint tenancy lah, tenancy in common, all got problem one, I tell you. And then mortgage insurance, do they have a mortgage insurance or not? And then giving away lah to one owner lah, two owners lah, three owners, all got problem one. So in the last module that I designed some short courses for you, they will be able to use the estate planning tools such as asset equalization, instant creation, blah, blah, blah. So you discover some opportunities, I would say. Joint account, you probably agree with me, over the past 6 months, my goodness, in Singapore, I don't know why a lot of people fight for joint account. But if 4 million, I also want to fight. So joint account have to handle with care. Many people know how to write wills. You can write, I can write. But who write a better wills, then it depends on experience a lot. So I've written 12,000. I think I know how to handle joint account. And furthermore, I came from the bank some more. So I can guide you along. Insurance policy, you're more familiar than me because I didn't practice for 15 years already, but I still know quite a bit of things. Does a will cancel earlier nomination, So this is very related to you. So even in the will written by you or by us, if you work with us, then the insurance policy should be properly handled. I'll run through with you if you really work with us. My strength, probably I'm not new to some of you. I conducted more than 1,000 talks, workshops. This one is a will writing workshop. Usually 50 to 80 people attend my workshop at one time. And then I also speak Mandarin. 遗嘱姐妹，这个是报业控股邀请我去的，250个人在听听了过后，很多人都来我的公司写遗嘱啦。So I can do both. And this one, the person right at the center is a member of parliament, Jessica. So she invited me to Changi CMA, the auditorium, 300 people. So I also deliver very, very big scale event. And then this is a Mandarin one. Sorry, a big blur, also 300 people. Now, what I'd like to say is this, we support you if you work with us. Even you don't work with us, never mind, just invite me. I'll be able to conduct seminar to help you to get more customers. Like what I say, just a title. We help you to get referrals. We help you to have retention to your own customer. You see, if you do a survey among your policy holders, let's say 1,000 of them, I'm quite sure that at least 500 of them don't have views on that. And then, you're sitting on the gold mine. If you don't take care of your own customers, I cannot guarantee you that none of my other 4,000 people don't take care of your customer because I don't know who you are, who are your customers. So I think it's a defensive mechanism. You want to take care of your customer by providing them the will writing estate planning service so that your retention rate is a bit higher. And then cement or create a relationship long term. We are here for long haul. And then you probably need my estate planning tools, which I have 10 of them. Okay, very quickly, we can be using the offline methods, simple form, not so complicated. They'll fill in the form, tell me their name, or their executors, 3 of them, and their guardian if they need to, the beneficiary by percentage. Within 45 minutes, I can get the will done here. So more and more people are writing wills, but is it enough? I ask, because I done so many wills. So money in the bank account, stocks and share. Do you really want to give to beneficiary in lump sum? I don't know. I'm in fact now sitting in the insurance company. I came to deliver a talk here to the team of people, the advisors. They want to learn about trust. So the concept of trust is simple. Set up a trust account, pour your money inside when you are not around. And then it's licensed by the MVS company, confidentiality. These are the advantages. Then we slowly take care of your beneficiary, being young children, special needs, elderly, those people cannot manage money, da da da. Anyway, that is the focus of the next 3 years. And then your insurance policy, you can even nominate assign to the trust. I hold your million for you. CPF money, after you created a trust, you can nominate to the trust. And then the other asset, you can use my will to nominate or transfer or pour into the trust. So in this case, when I propose this to the customers who are a little bit, afraid of the money being squandered by people, scammed by people, they usually say, hey, this is better, eh? Oh, MES one, no. So this is another concept, lah. So who needs trust then? All these people, lah. Young children, older folks, those people cannot manage money, got marital problem, got tax problem, physical, mentally disabled, business owners, And of course, now I'm very much into estate planning. Some of you already know that I'm into estate planning. If you really want to learn estate, I am a practitioner. I don't teach estate planning and cannot estate planning. I practice estate planning. Yeah, really do it myself. People come and consult. Yeah. So you want to learn estate planning, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Yeah. If you like me, well, I'm here for you. Yeah. Design some short courses which Don will introduce to you really very soon. If there's anything at all, yeah, please, I'll cover the intestate succession act and show you all the case studies. Those cases that I handle, why is it imperfect? Why is it family quarrel? How they quarrel? How we can, solve the problem. And I also run through with you, mastering will writing, very quickly, who are the people involved, what is it that you have, and then how do you want to distribute, And the final short course, I will introduce to you my estate planning model. This is designed by me. No one else in Singapore have this. If anybody use this same model, you know where to get it from. Yeah. So with this, I'd like to say, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you think what I've shared with you over the past 40 minutes or 35, it makes sense, and I'd like to invite you, to consider to be part of the team. Yeah. Okay. If there's any question, Don will help me to moderate as in verbalize the question so I can answer them. Back to you, Don. It's yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, let me. Okay. Patrick, there's some question that the participant have that they would like you to answer. So the
Sure.
first question is, inside the will form, now they will ask if the deceased has a will. If there is a will it slow down the payout process?
Yes, inside the claim form. Don, I suppose inside the claim form. Someone passes away, or somebody go and claim from the insurance company. Most of the company will have this question. Was there a will written? Let's put it this way, Don, assuming Don, I
Mm,
nominate you as the
okay.
beneficiary. And
Mm.
then when I pass, you go to the insurance company and claim. If the insurance company asks you, did Patrick leave a will? What is your standard answer?
Yes.
Oh, no, no, no. You might not know.
I
Now
might
you
not
say, I
know,
don't
is
know.
it? I don't
Yeah, of
know.
course you don't know. I didn't tell you. You say you
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's very common because why must a will after written? I have written the will. I tell the whole world no. Even my own beneficiary might not know the will. Then they come become a problem already. So if I have a will, let's say earlier I nominate to Donna $5 million.
Mm,
Then
mm,
2 years later I go and make a will now. I say,
mm,
okay, now everything I want to give it to B, not Don. Let's say John, let's say. Wow, big problem now. So you say, no, I don't know whether Patrick has a will or not. Maybe the
mm,
insurance company pay you the 5 million. And then the will later on come out, no, 5 million, no. So John will try to claim the 5 million now. Then who will win the case? Oh, it really depends on the litigator now, because the
mm,
law is a little bit blur or a little bit gray in this area. Although
mm,
I make a will, first thing first, you didn't know, ma? So you are not
mm,
telling lie, what? When you tell the insurance
mm,
company, no, I don't know. Yes, true. I
Mm,
don't know. Correct. So they pay you lah because they take it and you don't know. I
mm,
don't have lah. But later on, came out, and say, hey, God, no. Oh, so John will try to claim the insurance, 5 million, no. Then what is the argument? The argument say, no, will later, ma. I
mm,
made a nomination earlier, ma. The later instrument should not supersede the earlier one, ma. Then your argument, you took the money, ma. Your argument, you ask the insurance company. You say which part of the will say not, supersede? You point to me lah. Which part? Which part? So there'll be a lot of argument lah. I mean, we have done some cases like this. There was a small case I handled, but anyway, it was settled quite amicably because a small amount law. So I say this to the practitioner in this class. If the customer already indicated subsequently that he or she does not want to give the money to the nominated beneficiary, you will tell the customer this way. I say, sir, you don't use a will because when you make the will to say give it to John, the insurance company doesn't know. And you will spell a lot of problem in the future. Why don't you do like that? Mr. Prospect, Mr. Policyholder, go back to the insurance company, change the nomination. You tell them you do not want to give the money to Don anymore. You want to give it to John. Can or cannot? Ask lah, because not all policy nomination can be changed over there. So if the insurance company say, yeah, can, this stuff can, then you ask for the form and fill in the two of the staff be the witnesses. Done. You never have a problem of John suing Don, no? Correct? Yeah.
okay. Okay. Thank you, Patrick. Let's move on to the next question, okay? So what happens if the minors, if the nominees are minors?
Minors, generally speaking, most of the insurance company, they will not pay to the, cannot pay the minor. Minor 5 years or 7 years, how to pay? Cannot.
Oh, sure,
So if there's a will written,
sure.
there's a chance that the will have a trustee, executor, and then if there's no will written, generally speaking, the insurance company rely on the guardian because they might be a guardian, some surviving parents lah, then go to claim from the insurance company and say, I'm the guardian. My child, my children are the beneficiary. I'm the guardian, pay me. So the guardian will take the money on behalf of the children and then spend on the children. But on the other hand, some of the insurance company, if they refuse to release the money to the guardian, then we have a problem because the money got stuck there until maybe the beneficiary are 18 years old, you see. So another way of handling Don is this, no.
Mm,
I say, okay, if you really think that you want liquidity, do not nominate to young children because there are some complications there. So
mm,
you either set up a trust, then you nominate the insurance policy to the trust. The insurance company must pay to the trust immediately one, because
mm,
that is not a young child, no.
mm,
So the insurance company pay the money to the trust. Now the trust hold the $2 million and work with the guardian. The guardian will never get the lump sum one. So the trust company will say, okay, let's say Don, you're the guardian. I say,
mm,
okay, Don, there are two young children. You are the guardian. I can, work with you. Because the settled law, my client said the 2 million is for like that, like that, like that. So I work with the guardian. Now the guardian cannot get the lump sum because every time you come and take money from the trust company, the trust company want you to justify why 5,000, why 3,000. So you can never get the 2 million. So in that sense, many parents feel that safer like that, safer no. MBS company trust. Therefore, in short, I say in terms of estate, this part of estate planning, I don't. In terms of estate planning, there are a lot of useful tools out there that financial advisors can make use of it, and it's not very expensive. It's very affordable.
mm.
Mm.
Okay.
That's how it
Thank
works.
you. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Okay, let's move on to another question.
Mm.
If the executor is named without consent and upon demise of the testator, the person refused to be the executor, is the will still effective?
Okay, I lost a little bit of that. You say when the
So
executor
that
is
means like if let's say executor is named without, that means when will is being done, so the executor, I mean, you do not ask the person whether for consent whether the person is willing to be an executor or not. Then after that the testator pass on. And the
is
supposedly testator says that I don't want to be an executor. So will the will still be effective?
Yeah, that's a big problem. In our practice, we strongly recommend not to put just one executor. In my will, last time, 25 years ago, when I made my first will, I named my 1A, let's say name A. Now, don't just stop there, name B as a substitute. A and B pass away, name C. So in our company practice, we believe that three is better than one. Two is always better than one. Don't just put one name. Now, if you do not even ask permission to be named as executor, you're running big trouble. Why? Because the question I ask you is, why are you doing that? You should respect people. I mean, if you go and appoint someone and never get permission, unless the person is one of the beneficiary, then okay, then okay. Let's say I appoint my wife. I give everything to my wife. 100% in my will
Mm,
if I
mm,
say okay darling I didn't even ask her I said I appoint my wife to be the executor assuming that yesterday I passed away you think I didn't ask for permission, but she looked at my
mm,
will. She is the only executor and only beneficiary. Is she able to, will she be willing and motivated to do the job, close my bank account, take my money? She's more than happy. So unless the executor is one of the beneficiary, then probably you don't need to ask permission. If not, you didn't ask permission, the person is not one of the beneficiary, the question is usually this, what should I do for you? Are you going to pay me some
mm,
money? If no money mentioned in the will, the fellow resign. It happens already so many times now. The one of the advisors from one of the insurance company, not to mention name, she was mentioned in the will, but her policy holder never asked her for permission. Just because the person bought a few policy does not mean that the advisor must oblige to be the executor. And then but that one, the case I told her, I said if you can help, I can guide you along. So don't go and reject people like that. You also know the husband because she also know the husband of the deceased person. So that one was quite amicable because I guided her along. But technically speaking, she can say, I resign. That's it, full stop. No executor. No executor, the will still valid. But who is going to do the executor job? Wow, I don't know. Because you got to
mm,
apply to the court one. Very mafan. No.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Let's move on to the next question. So, a participant asks, how is this three short courses different from the well certified planner course that,
Oh, no, no, it's
yeah.
never the same. Yeah,
Mm,
because the will certified, certified will planner, rather, certified will planner, some of
mm,
them they already attended already. That one is very much to run through the legal aspect. Whereas I'm going in, the key difference is this, with my
mm,
25 years of experience, I will be able to bring in a lot of real cases, I mean real life cases, case study lah, in other words. And then I will be able to explain to our participant the blind spots. There are just too many blind spots there. Even
mm,
like just now the nomination, that one, Asian.
mm,
These are called blind spots. But you need experienced practitioner to run through the
mm,
view. Just
mm,
by a normal trainer, no, no. I'm slightly more experienced than most of the practitioners out there. Case study lah.
mm. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. These two questions is related to one another, so I will combine them together, okay? So, this person asked, how do we convince clients to provide us to construct the schedule of assets with market value indicated, as stating that the information is quite sensitive, right? As well as like,
Yep.
do all the insurance policy needs to be listed in the schedule of assets?
Right. The schedule asset, there are two aspects, Don.
Mm,
One aspect is to the customers. They want to do the retirement planning lah, child
mm,
education funding lah, blah, blah, blah. So they really need to know how much they have in the bank accounts. Granted, some policy holders, they say, Don, no need. You just tell me how to do. You don't have to know how much I have in the bank account. It is possible. But if the person trusts us, trust is not overnight one. You have to, do something to gain their trust. If they trust us, they'll say, okay, now you can see all my bank accounts now. You know already. Now you tell me, my retirement planning, is it okay or not? Is there any gap or not? My child education, my critical illnesses. Because the person has to be honest to himself or herself before they can do a plan, retirement planning or otherwise, to really serve the purpose, you see. If they try to, withhold some information, then they are not honest to themselves, 对不对? On the other hand, it is also important to say that all the insurance policies should be listed there, including those policies that you have already named a beneficiary. Why that? Now, Don, I bought a policy. I name you as beneficiary. Do I have to tell you? No need. So you might not even know that I name you as beneficiary. I name my brother and I name my sister, my niece and nephew. They don't know. I don't want to tell them now because subsequently I want to change. I reserve the rights to change. So they don't know. So when I pass, they still don't know. Therefore, in the schedule asset, a proper one. That's why this is the difference. Law. Everybody talk about schedule asset, but what is it that they know about it? Yeah. So the schedule asset should have insurance policy for those nominated one. Put the name there. I nominated my brother Jackie. I nominated my niece, whatever. So there, lor. So in this case, the estate planning process, after a person toy like that, there's this called probate, It's a lot of work to do, one, no. If as a financial advisors, we don't begin with the end in mind. Later on, you go and help the customer. You also got problem because you also got stuck there. So doing up the schedule, as I said, for the customers is actually making things convenient for yourself. Because in the future, you might be the one having the customer to apply for grant or probate, isn't it? So the
Mm.
schedule asset is important. Now I'll tell the audience, the participants a bit more when I conduct the course. Not that I don't want to tell you now, but I need to show you something. Uh,
Okay. Thank you, Patrick. I think we have time for one or two more questions. So, okay, I think let's answer this question. Okay, if the client has done a will earlier and wanted to add in some extra clause, can Simply Will be able to do it, or must the person go back to the same lawyer or any lawyer? 没有啦。
Now it depends on who wrote the earlier will. Is try not to use courtesy the main amendment. One piece of paper to say I want to add this, I want to add that. Don't do that. If the will is not written by us, we don't have your records and we don't copy people's format because our format is much better. So the customer come to us, if it is first time, then they'll pay the normal fee, 350 plus GST. But after becoming our customer in the future, because people change will, regularly once a while. So in the future, if they are already our customer, when they come and change, the customers, all our clients, all were entitled to 50% discount for the second one. That means the next time when you change, bring back the old one, I give you a new one, sweet, nice, and then you pay half the price at that time. If at that time it's 400, then you pay 200.
Okay. I think we cannot take any more question. However, we have the list of question here. So we will actually get Patrick to
Send it
answer
to
the
me.
question,
Yeah, send it to
and
me,
then we'll
please.
send
Yeah.
it back to the participants lah. Huh? So let me share with you some last item, and then we will end the session. Okay.
Okay.
As you Okay, as you look at the screen here, right? If you do look at my screen, I think Patrick shared a lot about his experience in Wales and how he can use Wales to actually to unlock referrals, like boost policy retention, and also like uh cement client relationship. So as well as what is the problem if, let's say, you don't have a will, and then the potential family dispute that your client will go through. So there's three causes that is coming out. As you can see on the screen, the first one is the hidden cost of dying without a will on the 26th of June. And beyond insurance, master wills to unlock referrals and boost client retention. Beyond selling policies, master estate planning to cement lifelong client relationship. Uh, they are you can actually scan the QR code on the screen to register for the course right now. The course, the fee for each course is 250, and they are all entitled to 3 CPD hours. Okay, so I will just leave the QR code on the screen for a minute for you to scan the QR code. Okay, so if let's say you are undecided, right? You're still you love the courses so much and you don't know which one to sign up for, right? It's fine. So I have this QR code for you to register your interest. So you can actually register interest, and the SCI personnel will actually get in touch with you to actually give you more information and to help you to sell the courses after the webinar. So that is we have come to the end of the session. Please stay on for a while to help us to actually fill in the evaluation form. It is important to us because then we will know basically what you like, what you don't like, and then what you hope to hear in the future. So this is also to help us to improve ourselves. So thank you very much for your attention as well as like thank you, Patrick, for spending time with us. I hope that you have learned.
Most of the
And if you hope to actually have some more of such courses or webinar coming on, do let us know in the evaluation form so we know basically what you want and we can give you what you want. Okay, thank you for your time and bye and see you next time.
Yeah, Don, thank you for having me.
Okay, thank
And I look
you.
forward to see some of you in the future. Have a
Yeah,
pleasant evening.
thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.